I'd like to introduce Miss Alpha Garrett. She is with the Rock Initiative. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me a little bit about the Rock Initiative.
Well, Eastern Star Church, one of the goals and the vision of Pastor Johnson, Pastor Jeffrey A. Johnson Sr., was community development. He's actually born and bred here in the 46218 zip code, or the Arlington Woods neighborhood. And so for the past 25 plus years that we've been in this neighborhood with our main campus church being here just down the block, wanted to make sure that the jewels that were a part of this community, have been a part of this community, have the opportunity and the resources that any other neighborhood would have throughout the Indianapolis community or the state of Indiana or across this nation. So what we have here is Sunstone at Arlington Woods. We had the grand opening ceremony just a few weeks ago, and today is the grand opening for the Rock Fresh Market. As you may know, or your audience may know, that some communities in African American neighborhoods are considered to be food deserts, where they don't have, a Kroger, Aldi's, or a general grocery store. And this is the first, after a few neighborhood groceries have closed, where they can get fresh produce, fresh meats, things that are healthy, and not necessarily everything that you would find at the corner gas station or corner market, where it's chips and soda and things that may not necessarily be the best for us. So renewing our community for the kingdom, that's what the ROTS initiative is. We build homes on the other side of our campus here. We work with Habitat for Humanity on 2 of those homes. We have homes that are brand new. We've rehabbed homes that have been here for decades. In addition to what we have here on the 2nd and 3rd floor, we have 25 one-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments. And just continue to do things here to make sure that this community and beyond knows what the jewels are here, and that it's important that we do things to help bring resources to not just African American neighborhoods, but to neighborhoods that have been lacking. And that's what the Rock Initiative has been doing for this last year and a half, and will continue to do here in the near future.
Well, great. As I said, this is a beautiful facility. You said, how many units does it have?
25 apartments, one of those being ADA here on the 1st floor, but the 2nd and 3rd floor, those 1 and 2-bedroom apartments.
Okay, great. Hopefully we can take a look at one if you can. Maybe we can take, it's up to if we can, and take a look a little bit, as much as you can show me about both the Rock Initiative, but what Eastern Star has done. Because again, this is to me an example of how a church becomes a community church, and an example of what we need to do in the future to revitalize our communities ourselves.
Well, with the apartments, actually, people are living in a handful of them, and I know some of them are still kind of putting the final touches on construction. But I'd be more than happy to, we can walk across the street here.
Let's walk across and tell me a little bit as we go what we are. See, you have the community hub.
The community hub will have a handful of organizations and businesses that support and that provide service for the African American community, or communities in general.
This is Blackbook, so we talking about the African American community.
Legal assistance, housing assistance, re-entry assistance, finding jobs for those that have been incarcerated and maybe having, trouble finding employment. We'll have a barber shop, we'll have a beauty salon in there as well. So in addition to the hub, we've got Financial Health Federal Credit Union. That's a partnership with an existing credit union here in the city of Indianapolis, and they actually do direct work and specific work with people that have financial issues and challenges, and they provide a lot of educational opportunities as well. So it's not just open up a checking account, but it's open up, let me show you how to handle your finances when it comes to loans and checking accounts or credit cards or what have you.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Now, this building here, is it also owned by the church, by Eastern Star?
It is. We've actually owned jewel properties for, I want to say, a little bit more than a decade or close to a decade. So these are existing apartments that the church has been managing for, like I said, nearly a decade, if not more. very, very affordable. We're kind of Christian rate apartments. So it's just part of the continuum as far as housing is concerned.
Okay. Now tell me something. Eastern Star has its 3 churches.
Eastern Star Church is one church. It has 3 campuses.
3 campuses, yeah.
This is the main campus, so they're kind of the first church as we moved from downtown Indianapolis.
Okay.
There's a church on the west side. That's our Cooper Road campus. And we have a church in Fishers, Indiana, and that's our Fishers campus.
Gotcha. And also, do I understand that this school, you've kind of adopted the school across the street?
Yes, one of the pillars for the Rock Initiative is providing educational opportunities for, of course, students, elementary, middle school, and what have you. In Arlington Woods, again, an existing school here. We've partnered with them for, I don't know, however many years in the past as far as finding mentors. But we recently held a technology campaign to raise $200,000 for them to provide, laptops and iPads and things that, you'd find in the best of schools. We want to make sure that our students, our children have the best of the best when it comes to their education.
Outstanding, outstanding. Now, when was this church actually built? We're going to go check out this church.
1993, 94. It opened in the fall of 1994.
So, in 1994, Eastern Star, this campus opened.
This campus opened. We actually moved from downtown Indianapolis, 22nd and I can't remember the name of the street, but we will actually celebrate 100 years in the community in 2020.
Oh, outstanding. Now, if I'm right, this is the community that the pastor actually grew up in?
Correct. He grew up just a few blocks on the backside here of the campus, and so he knows what he speaks of when it comes to being able to provide the resources that's much needed for not just kids that are growing up here, but for adults that have been here their whole life and maybe never have had the, like we said, the opportunities that other neighborhoods or other communities have.
Okay. Now, how did you get here?
Born and bred in the city. And joined Eastern Star Church in 2012. Started contracting in 2015 and then became full staff.
Okay, you said you started contracting. Who were you with?
No, actually just doing some contracting on my own and then just started,
Okay, great.
Working.
I asked that because obviously the Blackbook, we try to identify, support, and promote Black-owned businesses. I was glad to see there were people who looked like us that were in there working and helping not to just live but to build the community, which is very important. Folks, I'm going to show you, this is a beautiful campus here in Indianapolis.
And as we keep walking, we'll just walk down the street and I'll show you some of the homes.
Okay, great. That's exactly what we want to do. Again, this is Eastern Star. It's like they almost have a mini city in here. Now, you're over the Rock Initiative, or what is your position?
No.
Okay.
Ashley Gervitz is our community development manager.
Okay.
And she is the one that is kind of like the spokesperson, the person that takes care of kind of the community for us, and that's all underneath the auspices of our executive pastor, Anthony Murdoch.
Okay.
And of course, our senior pastor, Jeffrey Johnson.
Gotcha. So, folks, we're about to go again. I want you to see this church again. It is a beautiful church. It's phenomenal. And what they've been able to do, we're gonna take a look at it. I see you have daycare here.
We partner with Early Learning Indiana.
Okay.
The site that they have here is the only site that they have actually based in a church.
Okay.
And so the great thing is that they are I want to say a 4-star, they're highly rated as far, and they've been in Indianapolis, I think, nearly 100 years. And it's great because they're able to pull daycare students from this community. I see parents that are walking from across the street in these apartments, taking their kids, dropping off their kids. So it's great to have renowned daycare be here on site.
Great. Now, what is this building here?
This is this is the Priscilla building. It houses our music ministry.
Okay, so this is your music ministry. So I'm gonna go over here, folks, and I'm gonna show you this sign here. New Single Homes, Eastern Star Rock Initiative, starting $124,000 for new homes here in the community. How you doing?
The homes starting, you'll see the green signs. Those were existing homes that the church purchased. I want to say it's 4 of them, minus there's a home, the second home at the end here, or the second to the corner, that's still owner, occupied.
Yep.
But they're the 4 homes starting, like I said, with the green signs. The church rehabbed those signs. Those homes. Those are for rent or for purchase or rent to own, just depending where you're at in your continuum. The homes that you see on the left-hand side, these are all newly built homes. We broke ground here in May of last year. So all of these homes, I want to say this was our first home that was purchased. And this home, the second home purchased. The third and fourth homes were Habitat for Humanity builds, where we had probably nearly 100 Eastern Star Church members and volunteers building those homes. I don't know if you've seen the Habitat for Humanity
Actually,
builds.
my buddy Mick said he was part of helping to do the build.
Oh, good, yeah.
You said these were not Habitat, these were you guys built?
We built these homes, the 2 homes, and then the home on the end was built by the church as well. And so this street that you see all along here from 30th all the way down had not been paved in more than 20 years. Our pastor, Jeffrey Johnson, worked with the city and with the mayor, and they were able to come out and pave this street last year. And I don't know about the streets in Las Vegas, but this was probably one of the worst streets that you could ever see when it comes to potholes, and just the city had not paid attention. And that's just probably I don't want to say a symptom, but that's just one of the many things when you talk about how
Go ahead.
our communities can be ignored.
Exactly. You're on Blackbook TV. Keep it real. We want to know your thoughts. You're on Blackbook TV, and it's where we talk about us, and we uplift each other so that we can basically spread your gospel to everybody on what you can do.
Well, and it may seem simple as far as kind of a street being paved, but we had so many residents that lived here, neighbors that lived here, were just so appreciative, because coming out, you're leaving for work, you're coming in late, you got to run in and grab your kids or what have you, and something as simple as hitting a pothole and can ruin, your whole day, or can be very unsafe if you have kids that are riding their bikes. You never saw a kid ride their bike down their street. Yeah. I'm sure their parents wouldn't let them ride their bike down their street.
Now I'm curious, are the majority of people who own here church members?
Oh no, it's not just church members. Now, with the Habitat homes, that was part of the requirement. They did have to be Eastern Star Church members because just the nature of the Habitat program. Now, they do put in those sweat equity hours in helping to build their own homes, but they walk into a home and they don't have, really anything to put down. All they have to worry about is just paying that mortgage moving forward. So that's
a life changer.
We want it to be a benefit for Eastern Star Church members. Of course, they had to go through the standard Habitat for Humanity process, but any of the other homes, as far as the newly built or the rehabs, it's anybody in the community that is looking for a safe, affordable home. Great.
Let's take a look. I want to take a look. You got this house, these houses too?
This is still owner occupied, but this house on the corner and those 4 that we just passed.
Okay. I'm going to go over here. We're going to take a quick, let's walk down because I wanted to get a picture of it. Now, how many homes in total have you built?
These 5 homes are new, and these 4 rehabs. Over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, I think the goal is 40 plus homes throughout the community. You'll see some of those yard signs. We've got a handful of those around the neighborhood on the other side where we just came from as plots of land where a future build will take place.
Okay. This one here too, or?
Oh no, actually this is just
That's
open
this
'cause
part.
there's a not a ditch thing, but there's
Gotcha.
yeah. So that's just land.
I want to get a picture of this one. This was one of the rehabs, right?
Correct.
Okay. Man. Okay. Well, outstanding. You guys literally have brought this street back to life. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So let's take a, well, which way do you want to go?
This is pretty much it.
This is it?
For right now.
Okay.
But they'll, like I said, next 3 to 5 years, even the next 6 months, there'll be more things, projects, initiatives, in the pipeline.
Okay. Well, as I told you earlier, phenomenal job you folks are doing. We're going to have our Black Business Expo, and if at all possible, we'd like to have one of the representatives come down and just show us a little and tell us a little bit about what you all did, how you did it, because folks, this has to get out to what can be achieved if we all work together and the church works together to save their communities.
And it's very important what you said about everybody working together. It wasn't just Eastern Star Church.
Yes.
We worked with city officials, with community organizations, actually started a neighborhood association here, which is the first that hadn't had one in years, and that's the biggest voice that any neighborhood could have, is the people that live here saying, hey, we, the 20, 25, the 30, the 50, 100 of us, this is what we need to make sure that our families are in a safe environment, and that our children are able to grow up surrounding, like I said, with all the opportunities that any other neighborhood would have. So it takes a village, and this is the kind of the tangible of what the village can do when everybody joins together with the same vision in mind.
Okay, give me your name again.
It's Alpha Garrett,
And your position is?
Director of Communications for Eastern Star Church.
Okay. Folks, this is another Blackbook moment as we use news you can use and try to show what we can do in our community when we band together. Thank you. All right.